Nice.
All right, let's see here.
All right, I got you on this end. I'm waiting on.
I'm always the slow side
All
of
right,
this.
there you go. We are now live.
Yeah, give it to me now. Okay. All right. Good deal. Let me
At
go ahead and get
our
our.
Are they at our age at least semi-live? We don't know how live we are.
All right, let's go with the intro here.
All right, let's do it.
Hi, this is Jack Hughes of Wang Chung, and you're listening to the DND Dynamite 80s podcast show with your hosts DC and DH.
Live from Nashville, Tennessee, you are listening to the D&D Dynamite 80s podcast with your hosts, DC and DH. So guys, take it away. Take it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. I'm DH.
Hey, I am DC.
And hey, we're here on a special time, man.
Yeah.
Special guest, special time. Special time of year, I guess, too.
There you go. All the specials are taken care of.
Yes, we're so special. So, you know, that's how it goes. How's your week been, brother?
Hey, smooth and easy so far. Just a couple more days left and we'll be good.
Good deal. Yeah, we're on the countdown now, sliding on down.
Right.
Jerry Calhoun can start coming out the count to three, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly
well, man,
right.
I'm excited to get this one started. I'm going to let you do the introductions, and we're going to jump right into this show because, I mean, we have some amazing guests on that are going to give us some insight, and, you know, we might actually become podcasters one day if we can.
I doubt that, but
we're going to see how
we'll
much
just keep
help
trying.
Give us tonight. There you go.
Yeah, we'll just keep trying. Hey, we're honored to have Todd and Mandy with us from the Lil Podcast That Could.
Yes.
And I've seen their stuff, and they do a tremendous job.
Yes.
And wanted to do a shout out to them and see if they'd come on the show, and they were gracious enough to do that. And yeah, we want to talk about what they do and all that good stuff. Hey, guys, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Hey, good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. They're joining us from Canada, I believe. And yeah, talk to us about how the idea came about and you guys got together with this and all the good details.
Todd, do you want me to?
You want to take that, Mandy?
Sure. Well, Todd actually has a separate podcast, Toddcast podcast, that he's been running for several years, and he reached out to me to be a guest on that podcast. And after that, we just kind of kept in touch, shared some posts back and forth, and then thought, you know, why don't we do something together? And we started doing a series on Instagram that we called Take Your Pick, and then it just kind of evolved into the podcast, right, Todd? We just kind of connected that way.
Yeah, I mean, everything that we were doing was kind of just, you know, fun and lighthearted, and you know, we both, you know, we're Gen Xers, and we both, you know, like the same music and have the same sort of witty humor, and don't take things too serious, and it was just a matter of you know, deciding what we were going to do beyond the Take Your Pick, and a podcast and interviews, and you know, something that for me, I did radio before podcasting.
Right.
I did 20 years of radio.
Wow.
So I'm 30 years of interviewing, and I just thought, you know, why not? Let's do one more. Put another log on the fire. You know?
I hear you.
If
He likes to keep busy.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't like free time.
Yeah,
I got you. I don't think teachers do either.
Well, that's the other, and I'm a teacher as well. So.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go.
Then
Yeah,
we
makes
don't even
sense.
know what that word
Yeah.
free time means.
No.
Not at all.
That's
One of the
something else
things-
because we're across the board. We're all teachers. Mandy was a teacher
wow.
too.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Okay.
That is awesome.
Fantastic.
So what did y'all?
Yeah.
What did you teach, or what are you teaching?
I did
Go ahead,
some
man.
personal. I just did some kind of nutrition coaching
Oh,
and
okay.
personal training and that kind of thing. So
Cool.
that's kind of how I started in social media, and just kind of jumped out of that to work full time on my social media profiles, and that's kind of where I am now.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
And then I teach post-secondary here in Vancouver at a place called BCIT.
Okay.
So it's radio content creation, audio and video production, social media marketing, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Awesome.
fantastic.
It's kind of
That
right in my
sounds so cool.
wheelhouse. And,
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. So
What do you guys teach?
I'm actually I did teach computer science, computer pathway, and then I also wrote a virtual reality practicum that we taught for the state. But I'm actually an administrator now, so I'm an assistant principal now.
Yeah, and I teach freshmen environmental science.
Okay.
And a football coach as well. So
nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So DH, I was wondering, like, where's the big wooden spoon behind you? I would expect that as an administrator. Like,
I those days are kind of behind us. They might need to be brought back sometimes, but I tell everybody I kind of like to eat, so I have to follow the guidelines they provide. So it is what it is. But it's all good. Kids are going to be kids. I mean, the funny ones are when I find the ones that remind me of me when I was growing up. That's the ones where it's like, okay. So one of the questions I want to ask you guys is, for all of our listeners, they understand that we don't really prep anything because we're just not talented at this stuff. But really talk about how much prep goes into a show and how much time you spend before you actually do an interview.
You know what? I'll go first because Todd has tons of experience, and so I'm new to this, and I feel really nervous before we do interviews, and I'm thinking like, I'm planning all of my questions in advance, especially at the beginning when we first started. And, I'm like emailing them to Todd, "Are these okay?" And he's probably not even reading them. He's like, "Yeah, that's fine." Because it's just old hat for him, But so for me, I think about it a lot because I'm nervous and I want to make sure that I'm prepared for the guest. But I think Todd's a little more. I don't know. How much research do you do, Todd?
No, not.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I mean, it really depends on the people that we talk to. But I think the way that I approach, regardless of the platform, if it's Mandy and I or my podcast or just teaching the students, you really want to get it so where people talk about their lives, right? So as soon as you start asking them about, like, what was the first band that really brought you to, the path that you're a musician, or like, what was the music or the movies that you watched as a kid? As soon as you start to get that kind of, and they're talking about their childhood, and it just really truly opens up the conversation. And then, and then it's just a matter of like moving and bobbing and listening and reacting to what people are saying, truly. So I don't really do too much prep in that regard.
And Todd is really good at that. Todd is really good at just picking up conversation and stemming off like into new, directions with the conversation. And so I feel better going into something knowing that he'll be there, because if I have nothing to say, I know that he will. So I'm good.
See,
well, honestly, like I feel the exact same way. Like I know that Mandy's like, "Oh, I'm a noob," but she's one of those noobs that's like a natural. So I don't feel like I'm like holding somebody's hand as we're walking through this interview. Do you know what I mean?
That's so funny that you say that, because a lot of times DC is the one that does a lot of prep for guests, and I just come on and have a conversation. So I mean, it's really cool that y'all are. That's kind of that same format, and I kind of felt that in your shows when you're watching your show, because it's kind of reminds me of one of our big things is we're just having conversations and drinks with friends. And that's one of the things I think I really enjoy about y'all's podcast when I watch it, is it's laid back.
It's got a lot of familiar,
it's none familiar of the gotcha stuff, and the conversation is just going to go where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that's what you want. You want train of thought conversation and not necessarily an interview.
Right.
You interview people that you don't necessarily know, like you're kind of interviewing us, but ultimately you just want to have a conversation with us. That's
Absolutely.
The goal of a good interview is just to shoot the shit and see where it goes.
Right. Exactly. And as you'll find out in a minute, I have one more alternative motive in my bag, and that's a free breakfast on Friday. We'll talk.
We'll get to that here in a little bit when we talk about that. But I got to ask both you guys, being in this, why do you think the podcasting world is taking off and is so popular with people?
It's because you can play at demand whenever you want to have it. It's not like a radio show where you're like, "Oh, cool, the guy I like or the girl I like or the team I like is on at 2 till 6 and I have to be there to listen." Podcasting, you can do it whenever you like.
Okay.
And you can be very niched in that way of like, I like that, and I can kind of travel. At least that's what I think. I think that's why people like it, is because it's kind of you decide when you play it. You decide what you want to play as well, right? It's not forced on you like traditional terrestrial radio or that Sirius XM or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I also think it has a lot to do with what we were just saying about the fact that people tune in to see something that's not scripted and get to learn a little bit more about, a topic that they're interested in or a person that they're interested in. They get kind of a behind the scenes view of that topic or that character. So I think there's that aspect too. You never know exactly what to expect.
Yeah.
And one of the amazing things for us, and I want to kind of get your experiences on this, is the amount of followers and family. I mean, it's like we have guests that have really became family members. They fill in, they co-host, they pop on, they just all kinds of stuff. And it's really building a network of family. Are you guys kind of experiencing that same thing?
Yeah.
I think so. I think, well, Todd and I, for one, have met via social media. So there's that. There's our relationship that we have as friends. And then you kind of get to know, in our weekly episodes that we do, we recognize the followers that we consider part of our community that are always commenting, engaging with us. And so, I get what you mean is that they become friends in a way, right, Todd?
I think so. They also become enemies too. There's some people that are like, fuck you, bud. Sorry, can I swear on this podcast?
You're fine now.
and I think whoever's they know that's for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. It's like 100%. As much as I'm being facetious, it's so true, right? And like, and the more that you engage and interact with these people, the more that they want to follow you, and the more that they want to kind of get to know you, and you start to slowly peel back the layers of who you are, and they really get to know you, and then they won't miss an episode, or they won't miss a take your pick or whatever, right?
Yeah. And
that's very true.
I think one of the coolest things for us is when we have a guest on, and our guests are always coming back around or whatever, but they're always like, I guess the best comment I've ever heard for our show is it's just so laid back and we have fun. So, what do you guys kind of hear from your guests? I'm sure it's the same thing, kind of watching your show, because it's just got that laid back conversation vibe. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's enjoying the show. So
I think the same thing can kind of be said, but for the mass majority of the people that we've talked to, like I've known them for decades, some of these people that we've talked to. So that's easy too, of course, when you start to talk to friends and people that you've golfed with and gone to concerts with, and you know what I mean? It's not the same as just random people. But I would like to think that that's probably they would echo the same thing, that it's relaxed. It's, it's a positive vibe. And, that's certainly, without Mandy and I talking about it, that's certainly what we're going for. I think.
And it shows. It definitely shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
And I think the one thing that DC and I have never heard is professional. We've never heard that word.
We don't have to worry about that. We're not professional at this. We've tried. The guests make the show. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah.
We just kind of operate the buttons a little bit, and sometimes we mess that up too. But
yes, you do very much.
You do what you can with what you have, right?
That's it. I mean,
we're just having a blast, and we started out, what was it, 5 years ago, I guess? We've done this for five and a half.
6, yeah.
And we sat down and he said, "Hey, and I said, what's a podcast? What are you talking about?" And we sat down, and what was the first one? We discussed the top 80s rock hits or something.
I'd have to go back and listen.
We had a list, have your top 5, and I had my top 5, and we sat down and plugged into his cell phone and did it with a $5 microphone, and off it went from there, but it was pretty cool stuff. But no, it's just a hobby that's fun for us, and we get to meet, like you said, people like you guys, and it's just been a blast. But I'm curious.
How often do you guys do these podcasts?
Once a week.
Every Wednesday night. Yep.
Every Wednesday night.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to say the Zeppelin poster in the back, that's probably one of the coolest backgrounds I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we'll tell ours, or DH can tell the most unique background since you brought that up. But that triggered me to want to ask you guys what's one of the most unique interviews that you've had that's come up for you guys, or most interesting, however way you want to view that. Talk about it.
Immediately I think of Hey Mandy, of Mark Smith, a photographer that blew my mind. How impressive and
yes,
like the interview, the conversation was like top tier, so good.
Yeah. And
Wow,
I mean, just the incredible life experiences that he has had and the experiences that he's had in his personal life and in his career as a photographer. Just it wasn't something we expected, right, Todd? We thought we'll talk a little bit about photography, but then we were like, we could have spent, another 2 hours with him.
Totally.
Wow.
Like the interview, we're like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes with this guy. He's a photographer. How can he's taking pictures? And it was like so good. Like a midpoint of the interview, I was like, dude, you're one of like the most interesting people I've ever met.
Isn't that something? Wow.
Yeah,
how cool is that?
That very cool.
Yeah.
And
we talked to people like, Brian Howes is one of the biggest producers on the planet.
Yeah.
Literally one of the biggest producers on, not just being facetious here. What did he say? 13 billion streams his songs have had.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Billion with a B.
Yeah.
Wow.
Todd Kearns, was a great interview as well. And Todd's always a great guy, super funny and personable, and has great stories. And there's lots of great interviews.
We also get to work. We do a lot of collaborations with up and coming musicians as well, so new bands, and that's always cool. Yeah, it's always cool because you get to hear some new stuff,
some of their work,
released yet, and that kind of thing, and you sort of see. You might someday say, "Well, I knew them when," you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool to see that side of things too.
That is awesome.
And I think that's one of the coolest parts for me is the people you get to meet. Like every week, like, we're meeting you guys this week. I've seen your podcast, love your work. But, if you'd asked me 10 years ago, would have I ever met you? I would be like, probably not.
Yeah.
Because I'm just
that does make a special bond. It does.
Yeah, it's really cool. Which, speaking of special, that brings us to the most anticipated question of the night. Now, I'm gonna kind of
you'll have to explain this because I don't know if these guys have one of these in Canada. So you'll have to explain it to them.
Very, very high dollar podcast.
Oh gosh, yes,
you can tell. Yeah, so our briefing, our post podcast briefing, is every Friday morning at the local Waffle House. Now, if you guys don't know what a hot Waffle House is, it's like
it's a franchise.
It's a franchise, smaller restaurant. They do eggs and waffles and coffee, and the running
basically open 24/7.
The running joke in the South is that when you become an old man, you go to Waffle House for coffee every morning, and you sit there and talk.
The same regulars are always there.
So we do our, it's high budget. You can get like a sausage biscuit and a coffee for like $5. So real high budget here. Mm. So what we do is we're going to give you two artists to choose from. Whichever artist you choose, we're not going to tell you whose artist is whose, but whichever artist you choose, the other one has to buy breakfast Friday morning. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little insight now. Now, stand back, because DC, he likes to go your own way. DC, you like to go your own way, like a gypsy chasing a white-winged dove. You just kind of go on your own way and telling these little lies about me trying to cheat.
Oh gosh, man!
Telling those little lies. So y'all stand back. I'm gonna let him give you the two artists. See, I haven't cheated at all to give any insight.
That's terrible, man. That is awful. I'm waiting for you to get better at this as the weeks go along.
Dude, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
There's rumors that you
fantastic.
See,
there you go.
I've heard there's rumors this week that I might actually have a shot here.
Maybe you'll win by a landslide.
I'm feeling pretty good right now about this one, DC.
DH, you may just have to go your own way.
Hey,
as well.
Don't steal my own. Come on now. Come on.
All right. So we've got on this particular round, we've got Stevie Nicks versus Pat Benatar.
So we vote?
Yes.
You choose your favorite of those two artists.
Oh,
based on whatever criteria you want to prefer to choose Stevie Nicks. I mean, your selection.
I'd have to say Pat Benatar.
Mandy, it was nice having you on the show. We appreciate you visiting.
Yes, Mandy. Thank you very much. So I'm good for at least a tie.
I would definitely go Stevie Nicks.
There you go.
See, and since Todd was
based on rumors alone.
See, perfect.
Yeah.
And see,
you're right.
Since Todd was the first one to log into the podcast, Mandy logged on second. His has a 1.25% weight. So
geez. Okay, there you go.
We'll
coin flip the bill there on Friday.
Okay, so I wasn't sure. Like, so did I win breakfast off Mandy? Is that what's happening?
Yes, you just won breakfast. You did, Todd. You won breakfast. Mandy has to buy. See,
oh man,
it all works out here. See,
I like this podcast.
Yeah. God. I didn't know I was signing up for this.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's exactly right. Guys, let me ask this one as well. Do you have trouble trying to come up with ideas for your shows, or does it come pretty natural to you? Talk about that process, about what ideas you throw around to try to come up with a show topic.
I think it's been pretty easy for us because, like Todd was saying, we have a lot in common in terms of what we think about things and things that we like musically and all that kind of stuff. So it's just been coming pretty naturally to us. So far, no trouble at all. Like, we have too many ideas, I think.
Yeah, truly.
So
if anything, it's almost too much. Like, we'll be texting back and forth, like, "Oh, we should do this. Let's do this." It's like, I also have a full-time job, wife and kids, another podcast, 3 interviews a week, plus marketing, plus. So it's at that, like, it's almost too much. No, there's certainly no lack of.
Not enough time.
Creativity. Yeah, sure. There's if we could clone ourselves, that's probably one thing that would help.
Wow.
Right.
But, also I think that one of the things that we kind of mentioned this a little bit ago, maybe 15 minutes back, kind of almost at the very start, where I can't remember if it was DC or DH had said, that you wanted to kind of get to know people beyond and just shooting the breeze, right? Just having a conversation.
Sure.
And that's kind of what the way that we approach our podcast is just that. Just because we have Todd Kearns as an example, because you have Todd from Slash and Age of Electric and all that, doesn't mean that we don't want to know what he binge watches.
Right.
Doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? Like, hey, dude, if you got a near-death story where you're like, holy shit, I could have died there. Like, everyone's got those stories, right? So it's a matter of, I think the way that we prep the shows, Mandy is a little bit more prepared, a little more research. I'll just kind of off the cuff, knowing that she's researched, so I can, because she says she leans on me for my time in the industry, but I lean on her because I know she's prepped and ready to go.
Yeah. And that's so vital. It is so key to success of stuff like this.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
If I could pause you for a sec.
No, go ahead.
One of the biggest things I think that for our success is because of just how engaged we are with our following.
Yeah.
Like, there's never times where we don't get back to people, or, if they're commenting, even if it's just liking their comment, that's huge. If you don't do that, they may not come back, right? But we do it all the time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's one of the coolest comments we've got, is where we monitor the YouTube channel when we're live, because we do have a lot of folks that from time to time they'll be joining in the conversation. We just add them in and read their comments,
ask their question, or repeat their question, make them a part of it. And I think part of what we like to do, like I said, we're just educators. We do this for fun because we were passionate about the decade, and it's turned into being, now we interviews actors and actresses and authors, and it's kind of gone spread out from just the 80s decade thing that we first were, and we just naturally let it kind of go where it goes, and
Bluetooth disconnected.
And I think that's what's important to our guests, is that they figure it out. And DH will say, comment, he can comment on this too. Somebody that's a little bit apprehensive at first when we start talking to them, we've had them be on for a length of time that we never would have imagined.
Oh yeah.
After they kind of get, hey, you guys are laid back. You're not coming out of left field and trying to get into my personal life and like some interviewers try to do. And we're never going to do that. That's not what we're interested in knowing about. We're just wanting to have fun and we're appreciative of what you accomplished in your life, and we're just glad that you take some time with us. We go that approach. We're not concerned about any of your, and what'll end up happening. They'll tell us about some of their personal stuff.
Sure.
Just off the cut, they'll start talking about that.
And
I'll never forget. We had Bill Chaplin on from Chicago. And he told me point blank in a text. He said, "Want to be on? We'll talk about what I'm doing now, with my son and music that I'm putting out." And I said, "Cool, that's fine." And he said, "I don't want to talk anything about," and he ended up talking about the Chicago stuff some.
Right.
After he felt comfortable, and he's like, "Okay, this guy's not going to come out of left field with me and try to bring up some bad stuff." And no, it's what you want to talk about. We're just grateful that you're here and want to be a part of what we're doing. And that was cool stuff, and he ended up bringing his wife on, she was in the interview as well. And it turned out to be a cool experience, but, no, I don't know if you've had any kind of deal where, people it's been a shock to you or a surprise. I know one interview we did was, they interviewed from a hot tub.
Oh.
Right now, bud. So
yeah, but it was dark in the background, and I was like, are they on? So and then I heard them talking, and then it light kind of popped on their phone or whatever they were doing it from, and so there we go. We've interviewed a guy that had a home office in his closet, and cool. I mean, cool stuff. Whatever works for you. It's fine with us. But I thought that was kind of. Have you had anything that's kind of been a surprise, or something that popped up on the show that had to try to smooth over, or any kind of things like that?
Nothing popped to mind. Man.
Not for us yet. Like, we're still pretty, we're only a few episodes in, so nothing that crazy yet.
Yeah. You had any kind of glitches, technical issues, or anything? I guess that's just us, DH.
That's our common mantra.
Yeah, it's common for us.
Something happened. I'm going to tell you the funniest story, and she was the sweetest individual. And DC, you're going to know who I'm talking about. We had an individual on the first time we ever decided we were going to do.
Oh gosh, yeah, you had to bring this up.
Diane Franklin was on.
Yeah,
we did this whole show, and somebody, I won't mention any names, DC, forgot to hit record, and that's before we were going live. We were just recording and putting them on.
She was just awesome to talk to, and we just got rolling into what we were doing, and yeah. I think I got half of it. She came back. Yeah, she's been on twice. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, the technology is better now, so it can start recording.
That may not help us. That may still not help us.
We're not improving, but technology is, Mandy. Right. Thanks for pointing that out. We appreciate that.
Oh wow. Guys, it's been a pleasure to talk with you, and we appreciate it, and all the best to you in your show, and we're going to keep watching, and we appreciate you taking some time. Can you hold there as we close it out?
For sure. Thank you very much.
All right. DH, take it away.
All
brother.
right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. We'd like to thank Mandy and Todd for joining us today.
Check out their stuff.
They're the host of the Little Podcast That Could. So it's an amazing podcast. And folks, if you watch our podcast, you're going to love theirs. I really enjoy it. I watch the podcast.
It is. It is. They're awesome.
Great job.
Thanks,
so
guys.
I will say, Mandy and Todd, either congratulations or condolences, because once you're on the show, you're a member of the D&D family. So
that's true.
Whichever way you want to take it, congratulations, condolences. It's up to you, but either way, you're in. So welcome aboard.
A pleasure.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I get ready to send it over to DC, remember, it doesn't cost anything extra. Oh, DC, I almost forgot to tell everybody.
Why don't you tell our platforms? Not that anybody's really going to
right. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, website, all D&D Dynamite 80s, Canyon Star TV. We are on their platform as well. I don't know why, but we're there. So you can find D&D wherever we can put these faces. We're going to put them. And you're welcome for that. So, folks, as I always send off before I send it over to DC, remember, it doesn't cost anything extra to be kind. So always be kind to each other.
Amen, brother. Amen. Let's get those sponsors in real quick.
Let's do it.
D&D Dynamite 80s would like to thank their sponsors, Hudson's Flags and More, Nesting Project of Smyrna, Tennessee, PJG Marketing, Totally Cool 80s, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, Jackie's Creations on Facebook, Riley Rhodes Art Designs at RileyRhodes.art on Instagram, and the Magic Yarn Project. You can find all these great folks online. Please check them out. Yes. Great people they are.
Yes, and folks, when we started this thing a little over 5 years ago, we said if we ever got to the point where we could help out and give back, we definitely wanted to do that. And we have been so fortunate to become associated and family members with two amazing organizations. One is the Magic Yarn Project, and what these folks do, it's volunteers across the nation.
Strictly volunteers, yeah.
Yes, and they hand knit like princess and superhero head covers, and they donate those to kids that are battling cancer for free. Makes such a huge difference for those kids. So if you find it in your heart, support those prayers, thoughts, monetary, ever how you prefer, but please support those. And also, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, our friend the Vooch.
Yeah, Paul Carefotis, the actor.
Paul, and what
we're going to have him on soon.
Yes, he's coming back on. And by the way,
talk about a new book.
Have you watched him in Tulsa King yet? You know,
I have. I've seen that one.
All right, check him out.
Sure have.
But folks, what they do is if you make a donation to Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, they help provide books for children that may not otherwise be able to get those books. And as educators,
afford them. Yeah.
All four of us have taught at some point, and we all know that literacy is critical at a young age. So if you find it in your heart, let's help them out as well.
Absolutely. Two great organizations that we're
amazing organizations.
Honored to be a part of for sure. Next week
we will again.
Yeah, Thanksgiving's coming up, man.
I thought you was going to give me a week off.
So, I'm giving you a Wednesday off.
A Wednesday off. All right.
Next week's show will be Monday.
Now wait a minute, it's 24. In my contract. I can't work Mondays. It's in my contract.
Yeah. You won't get that penny, will you?
Yes. Hey, folks, just a reminder. Yes, Monday.
Yes.
Who we having on next Monday?
Yeah, we're going to have, speaking of Stevie Nicks stuff, we're going to do Tusk. Tusk is the classic tribute to Fleetwood Mac. They're a tribute band. Awesome. And we'll catch up with their great work and talk to those guys. So, yeah, we'll have Tusk on next week.
It's going to be another great show.
Yeah.
Mandy, Todd, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed your visit with us. You're welcome back anytime.
We would love to have you back again.
Matter of fact, wait a minute. Sure. We just had a comment in. They want to know if Mandy and Todd could actually host
take over this one.
80, so we
that doesn't shock me.
They said,
well,
hey.
We see what you're doing there. We see.
Yeah. Give me a day off here.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, guys. Yes. All the best success to you, and we'll keep watching.
Yes,
same to you guys.
Love to catch up again sometime.
All right. So for Todd and Mandy, this is DC and DH, and keep playing those 80s or any kind of decade music you like, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, folks.
Yeah, see you Monday. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Right on.
All right.